Everybody, welcome back again to another live stream. As you can see, I kind of, did a little something here with the whole aesthetic of the stream. So we're going to try it this way. That way I can kind of get everybody's name who participates on there. Try to give them a little bit more, showtime, let's say. And today, I don't have any real topics that we're going to talk about. Everything's up in the air. We're going to talk about anything and everything. I did get done to see Endgame for the third time. So, yeah, I got a lot of stuff to say about that. Plus, maybe we can come up with some topics, I can talk about tomorrow. But anyway, guys, let me pull this up, and then we will start. Give me 1 second, because I totally, like a jackass, forgot to do this again, but hold on 1 second here. So yeah, I got back from seeing Endgame for the third time. I'm probably gonna go catch the fourth viewing tomorrow. I'm really excited for that. The movie just gets better and better every time. And the good thing is, today is my day off, so I might be on streaming here for longer than an hour. So, yeah, I went and checked my, today was my third viewing. I seen it opening night, I seen it Friday came out, and then I had to do this little thing that I don't like to do called work, and I had to go to work, and, yeah, so, it is what it is, but, at least I got to go see it for the third time today. I brought my brother along, and another friend of ours joined us. And, I love the movie, man. I really do. I can't wait to go see it for the fourth time. Just kind of let it sink in. You know what I mean? But it's one of those movies that gets better with viewing. And if you guys didn't notice, I didn't do a Game of Thrones live discussion this past week, mostly because I was tired. My work schedule has been so crazy. Like, I have to get up at 5:30 in the morning, bring Autumn to work, come home for 2 hours, go to work at 11, come home at 8. It's just been really exhausting for me. So I was like, I don't want to do a live discussion on Game of Thrones. And I was so underwhelmed and disappointed with the Battle of Winterfell. Oh, we got Caleb coming in with a super chat. Caleb Kaiser. It's funny to me how people are saying they're done with the MCU after Endgame. No, they're not. Wait till X-Men and Fantastic Four. They'll be back. I'm glad you bring that up, Caleb, because I've been hearing the same thing. And my brother, he's not a big MCU fan. He goes and sees certain ones. Like, I have taken him to see all the Avengers movies. I think he watched the first Guardians. He's not a hardcore MCU fan. He's not a hard superhero fan in general. He never read a comic book. He's not a big comic book fan, which is cool. I understand. But I brought him to go see Endgame today because he wanted to see it. And when we got there, he's like, "So this is the last one, right?" I was like, "No." No, it's not. And he's like, "Man, they're never going to stop with these damn movies." I'm like, "Bro, this is just the end of basically this 22-episode arc. We're going to get into the next installment of it, which is going to be focused more about Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel. And in a way, I am looking more excited for the next saga of the MCU. Because I think come phase 2, we all knew we were leading up to Infinity War. Because when they announced phase 3, we saw the slate. Disney put out the slate. And we all knew, we didn't know exactly what was going to happen with Endgame. But we saw Infinity War Part 1, Infinity War Part 2. Age of Ultron really tried to hamstring the Infinity Stones into that movie to set up this. And I think we all knew what the ending arc was going to be. Now, looking toward the future here, I have no idea, Caleb, what we're going to expect in the next saga. I know what I, as a fan, would like, but I, as a fan, wanted certain things to happen within the MCU, which Kevin Feige didn't do, but I enjoyed what he did so much more. Now, I remember at the Age of Ultron, the one thing I wanted the most was, man, I want them to have to fucking ship. We got UTR live with a super chat. I'll get to you in a second, my friend. Thank you so much for coming in with that super chat, buddy. Get with you in a second, UTR live. But I remember at the end of Age of Ultron, I was like, I would love for an end credit scene where the Avengers have no choice but to ship Hulk out in outer space, and then that would start the bridge of Civil War. They didn't do that, but they did something similar to that. Bruce, went on the Quinjet, and then that led him being abducted into space somehow. I still don't even understand how that happened. But we got variations of that. So I enjoy what Kevin Feige's done. I want to see what's next, because I want Galactus Silver Surfer. I want Galactus to be the next big bad at the end of the saga. But I love how Kevin Feige takes stuff that I want, gives me something different, and it's just as good, if not better. So thank you, Caleb Kaiser. UTR live with his super chat. Rice, hold on one second. Rice, honestly, what do you think of Thor and Endgame? So, like I mentioned, I've seen it 3 times already. Give me 1 second. 1 second. So I've seen the movie 3 times already. And the first time, I did not like chubby-ass Thor. I was like, oh, this is cool as a joke. And then I was like, oh, this ain't going away. He's going to be fat all through the movie. And it really bothered me. It doesn't bother me for the other people's problems. Like, everybody's like, man, he's making fun of fat people. Guys, I am 350 pounds. I did not get offended by Thor being fat. I thought it was just a joke that just wasn't going to go away. But the second time I've seen it, it did not bother me. It did not bother me, because Thor went through a lot of shit after Infinity War. And you got to remember, guys, his mom's dead. His dad's dead. He broke up with Jane. The Warriors 3 is dead. Loki's dead. Half his people are dead. So there's so much that he's suffered that he resorted to eating and drinking. And a lot of people's done that. Look, guys, I really am not a fan of my job, my day job. And I sometimes go home and I eat, and I know I shouldn't eat. Like, I get done with like a hard day's work, and then all I want to do is just go home and eat something. And it's not good for me at all. Depression can do that. Depression is a powerful thing. I drink I drink quite a bit now. Like, I'll come home, I'll drink beer, I have some hard whiskey and all that stuff, and I resort to eating crappy stuff because I am so depressed that I do that. Now, so what I'm trying to say is, it bothered me the first time because it was so noticeable. But the second time I watched it, and I was like, okay, let's look at his arc, see where he has been, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I think it fit the next evolution of the character. Now, with that said, when we get, and this is a spoiler if you guys haven't seen the Endgame, but if we get to Avenger or Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Thor's in it and he's still fat, okay, come on, like, wrap it up now. I want to see Thor from Ragnarok. Thor from Ragnarok is my favorite Thor. The Thor we got from Ragnarok into Infinity War. That I want to see the short hair Thor. I'm done with the whole, long goddess or god Thor. I'm done with that. I want to see the Thor we got at Ragnarok. So thank you so much, UTR Live, for your super chat donation. I appreciate that, my friend. Speaking of bad stuff for me, iced coffee. Whatever it takes. That's right. I completely almost knocked that drink over. But yeah, whatever it takes, man. Pretty much, But I I'm surprised how much the more. And you know what? I don't know if you guys. I was gonna do a whole video topic on this, but there's a lot of people going around saying there's plot holes inside Endgame. The biggest plot hole is why Steve Rogers there at the end, right? And I was gonna do a whole separate video breaking down the ending explained and the timeline explained, because a lot of people, a lot of dumb people. Oh, we got a super chat coming back in with UTR Live. Have a beer on me. Plus, I want to support the channel. Thank you so very much, my friend. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. It really means a lot, honestly. It really does. I honestly could not do this without support from people like you. It actually helps the channel keep on going and allows me to try to be better every time I try to do something here on the channel. So, speaking of being better, I also want to know what you guys think about having the stream or the questions, the live chat up on here while I'm streaming. Because normally I do it with just me as the full screen. I wanted to get your opinion on what you guys think about that. So let me know. Should I keep it or should I get rid of it and just go back to the way I had it? But what was I gonna say now? Shit, what the hell was I going to say? Oh, we got Caleb Kaiser coming in with another super chat. Hulu Ghost Rider TV show. Yes, I heard. I haven't looked into it, see what was up with it. But is it gonna be a spinoff from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Is that what they're doing? Why is it gonna be on Hulu though? Like I know Disney kind of owns Hulu now, so it's like a partner thing. But why? Like I would assume you want everything on Disney Plus. And I don't understand why they would go ahead, Caleb, and put Ghost Rider on Hulu. I mean, regardless, I'm going to check it out because I liked Ghost Rider a lot in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And if it's the same actor, same Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., sign me up. I'm there. But yeah, I heard about it. Just haven't had a chance to look into it, so to speak. Maybe tomorrow's video topic we'll talk about. I don't know because I don't have a video topic planned for tomorrow. But oh yeah, now I remember I was gonna talk about we got Swiggity Swag coming in with a super chat. And he writes, only bad thing in Endgame, Hulk didn't fight Thanos. I wanted the Incredible Hulk, not the Geek Hulk. You know, I hear a lot of people complain about it. And I'm glad you bring this up. My buddy Adam wrote on Facebook earlier today or last night or something like that. He was rewatching Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, and he's like, this movie's underrated, which I agree. It's criminally underrated. It's a fantastic movie. He's like, they've been fucking up the Hulk. They made him comic relief in Infinity War. He was a pretty much, scaredy cat and he was comic relief in Thor Ragnarok, scaredy cat in Infinity War, and then, what they did with him in Endgame. And I don't look at it that way. I honestly don't. Like, do you want the Hulk to be nothing but this giant, mindless, stupid creature that just goes, Hulk smash, Hulk smash? I want some depth to my character. I liked what they did with him in Ragnarok. I liked it a lot what they did with him in Ragnarok. I liked the fact that he was pushed to his limits and he was overcome by Thanos in Infinity War, and that really led to some of the best Bruce Banner moments in Infinity War. And I liked when they combined the two in Endgame. It felt like the evolution of the character. We have the Hulk with the Hulk strength, but with the Bruce Banner intelligence to know, hey, maybe I don't need to be this mindless fucking idiot monster that goes around going, Hulk smash, Hulk don't like stairs, stuff like that. So, hold on a second. So, Swiggity Swag, I can see if you're a hardcore Hulk fan, I agree with you. You know what I need? I need to get my boy Joey T on here. I'm going to reach out to him right after this stream. And let's see if we can get him in the stream tomorrow. I'm going to reach out to him on Twitter or something. Reach out to him, see what his schedule's like. See if I can get him in here tomorrow for a live stream session. Maybe for just a few minutes. And get his thoughts on it. Because out of my core friends, he is the biggest Hulk fan I know. He's the only person I know that actually supports the Ang Lee Hulk movie, the one I absolutely hate. But he has good reasons for liking it. Like, he's a massive hardcore fan. Like, in the group, me and my buddy Joe, we're the Spider-Man fans. Adam is the X-Men fan. and Joey, he's the Hulk fan. So I would like to get what I feel is like the hardcore fans' opinion on it, and I would love to get him on here and see what he thought of how they portrayed the Hulk within the last 3 movies. Because Kevin Feige said they were going to do a little Hulk trilogy within these 3 movies, and I thought they pulled it off fantastic. I think rewatching it the 3rd time today, I thought Mark Ruffalo, what he did with that character, was so fantastic. I break up so much, like in just tears, like a giant man baby, when he just throws that fucking bench and he's like, she's gone, And then when he's like, I tried so hard to bring her back, I miss her. Like it hurts me so hard. So thank you so much for the super chat, Swiggity Swag. I'm going to try to get my boy in here tomorrow for a live stream session, so hopefully we can do that. We got a super chat coming in from, is it Daniel or Danielle? Look, I'm sorry, I'm horrible at pronouncing names. Do you think Spawn and Bloodshot are going to be good movies? I don't know anything about Bloodshot, because as far as I know as of right now, they're not in production. It might be in development, sure, but I haven't heard anything about a cast, a director, concept art, anything, script, nothing. Spawn is further along. We have a cast. We have Jamie Foxx. We have a director, which is Todd McFarlane. This is the problem I have, and this is where I want to get with everybody and kind of pump their brakes on what we're going to expect from Spawn. So, basically, Todd McFarlane created Spawn. If you guys don't know who Todd McFarlane is, he is the gentleman who drew Spider-Man, co-created Venom, and he created Spawn. So what he wants to do is direct his own Spawn movie. Todd McFarlane has never directed anything in his life. He has never directed a movie. He has drawn comics and did McFarlane Toys, which is very successful. He has never directed anything in his life. I don't know if he worked in film at all in his life. Like I don't know if he has any collaboration with film ever. Caleb coming in with another super chat. I'll give it to you in a second, my friend. But I think the one thing that worries me more than anything is the fact that Todd McFarlane has never directed anything. Directing a movie is hard. In order to pull off good performances, it's hard. So that is my biggest fear, is I don't know if Spawn's going to work because I don't know about the director. So thank you so much, Daniel, for the super chat. Caleb Kaiser coming in with a super chat. Right, with Howard the Duck cameo in Endgame, Marvel just needs to make him part of Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe in the future. I did catch his cameo today the 3rd time, but I was really looking for it now. But yeah, maybe they will add him in the Guardians 3. I don't I'm not a big Howard the Duck fan. I was a massive fan of the character when I was a kid because of the movie, of course. But I don't know if I want to see him in Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe I would like to have like a nice 5-minute cameo or something, a bigger cameo than what he had at the end of Guardians 1. But I don't want to see him join the team. Like, we got Rocket. I don't want to see Howard the Duck as well. Maybe they can do something with him, but just not in that, not in that movie. But thank you so much, Caleb, for the super chat. We had another one jump in here from Markia. Man, dude, I'm horrible with this name. Macaro. I'm just gonna call you Macaro. Have you ever looked at Hot Toys? I'm buying myself Endgame Thanos and Cap, and it's going to come with Minor and Minor. You know what I mean? The fucking hammer, and it's broken the shield. And then we got another one coming in from 22 Cinema. I'll get to yours in a second, my friend. I've looked at Hot Toys. There was only 2 I ever thought about getting. One was Black Widow, and the other one was Rey from Force Awakens. I never got any, only because they're like $200 to $300, and I have other statues that are just as much money that I think is better detailed in some way. And we got another super chat coming in. We got a lot of super chat coming in. I'm going to get to everybody in a second. Just please hold on one second. But I just can't justify spending that much money on a Hot Toy because some Hot Toys look great and some don't. So it really depends on the hot toy. But yeah, one day I'm gonna get one. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna come across the one I eyeball the most is the Force Awakens Rey. That's the one I eyeball the most. So if I ever get one, that's gonna be the one to get. But I try not to get I'd rather just get statues, and I haven't got none of them. When me and my wife split, I sold mostly all my statues and 80% of my, or not 80, but like 60% of my comic books, and I just can't bring the heart of rebuying stuff. So maybe one day, but thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate it. We going down to 210 Cinema and Sports here with a super chat. Did you get the hint of Namor? I did today, the third time. Now, to be fair, I looked at a video where people were saying it was a hint. So when everybody's reporting to Black Widow, Okoye says there's been an earthquake right off the coast of Wakanda, and she's like, well, what are you doing about it? She's like, nothing. It's underwater. It's an earthquake. I'm not going to deal with it. And a lot of people are assuming that is Submariner, Namor with Atlantis, and from what I heard, they really want to use Namor in Black Panther 2. Now, here's the thing. We are not going to get a Namor movie because just like the Hulk, I believe Paramount owns the rights. So if they would do a movie, Paramount gets the distribution rights. Disney's not going to do that because they're going to lose all that money. So just like the Hulk, they'll add Namor in through different movies like Black Panther. So yes, I did get a hint today, 21 or 210 Cinema. And yeah, I definitely found it interesting, and I hope it's true because I would love to see Namor in Black Panther 2. That would be a good way to introduce mutants as well. Chris Warden coming in with a super chat. Can you please tell those idiot trolls in the comment section that Captain Marvel did not need to make $750 to break even? Look, Chris, I try to preach to these people all the time. Trolls are going to be trolled. They're always going to be trolls. There's nothing I can do about it. You know what I mean, though? I mean, like I do videos. I break down facts. Like I go out, I search what's facts and what's not facts. And hey, what's up, Daniel C? Thank you for the super chat, my friend. So I try to break down facts by researching stuff and finding stuff. Now I took the budget. Another super chat coming in from Daniel C. I took the budget that Captain Marvel needed or had, and then the way you do this to break even is you have to have the budget in the marketing. Okay. So or you can just take the overall just budget and then multiply it by 3, and then that will tell you what you have to break even. So Captain Marvel didn't need that much money to break even. Regardless of the point, it still made its money back and broke $1 billion. So I don't know what they're bitching for anyway. Steve L. Smith writing with a super chat. I'll give it to you in a second. Let me just finish Chris Warden's thing. But I've been fighting these trolls on Captain Marvel for better part than a month and a half. I'm really just tired of it because they're constantly just going to say what they want to say. My buddy Adam, like, he's not a troll by any means, but like he will find anything to throw Captain Marvel digs in. Like we're sitting there watching Endgame, and when the ships start firing at the sky and Captain Marvel comes and just blows the shit out of Thanos' ship, he's like, man, that's the best thing she ever done, or that was way better than anything in Captain Marvel. I'm like, bro, she did that to like 500 fucking ships in Captain Marvel. So look, you got the people that hate it, and they're just going to find every reason to hate on it and dig on it. So yeah, thank you so much for super chat, Chris. We go down to Steve L. Smith with a super chat. First time joining live. Keep it up, Big Rob. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you so much for your donation, for your support. People like you help me support this channel and allow me to keep growing as not only an individual, but a YouTuber and trying to pull out better content for you guys. So thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate it, my friend. We go down to Daniel C. What do you think about Amy Pascal leaving Sony? And what kind of changes do you think will occur because of it? Great fucking question. I just found out maybe 40 minutes ago. I came out of Endgame about an hour ago. I'm driving home. I stopped to get me an iced coffee and a burger. And I looked down. I'm like, Amy Pascal left Sony. And the first thing, I was like, yeah! Yes! Yes! She had to go. She had to go. Okay? Look, you guys can say that, oh, by the way, 210 Cinema, I'll get to your super chat in a second, my friend. Let me just finish this one up. You can say Venom made money all you want. End of the day, that movie was trash. Trash. Amy Pascal has basically had her pulse on the death of Spider-Man in Sony, and the death of Sony in general. She put out a lot of bad movies. Spider-Man Homecoming is a bad movie. Let me rephrase that. That's not fair. Spider-Man Homecoming is a good movie. I think it's a bad Spider-Man movie. And what I mean by that is, we look at everything that Spider-Man is. This movie does the opposite. Spider-Man, and look, I'm not saying you had to have Uncle Ben in this movie, because you didn't. And in this movie, in Homecoming, we didn't. We didn't get to see any Spider-Sense in Homecoming. You know? So it really depends on the directors. I just think the writing for Homecoming was bad. It's like, it didn't feel like a Spider-Man movie. Look, I don't care if you take Mary Jane and make her Hispanic. You can make her white, black, green. I don't give a fuck. But make her Mary Jane. Don't change. Like, he keeps saying MJ. That ain't MJ. You know, that's a totally different character. That's like Michelle something. So if you're gonna make her Mary Jane, make her Mary Jane. You know, so I am thrilled with Amy Pascal leaving. Thank you so much, because now, Daniel, that is my topic for tomorrow's video. I know what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. But yeah, big, like, so much. I was happy. Like, major fist pumping when I found that out. So thank you so much, Daniel. Thank God, because, and you guys know how I feel about Homecoming. They say I'm a Marvel dick rider, but I don't like that movie. So how much of a dick rider am I? We go to, Eddie came in with Super Chat. Let me get to 210 Cinema first, and then I'll give it to you, Eddie, buddy. So 210 writes, what are your thoughts on Cap being worthy of Thor? I assume you mean Thor's hammer. Great moment in the movie. Seen it 3 times. People cheered all 3 times. It was something they set up with Age of Ultron, and it paid off in this movie. It was so great when it happened. I felt like it was Rey from Force Awakens, where she got the lightsaber, went past Kylo, and went right to Rey's hand. Just a great moment. I love that movie. And it was one of the ones, when it happened, I looked over at my friend to see what his reaction were. It was just a great moment. So thank you, 210, for your Super Chat donation. Let's go to Eddie coming in with a Super Chat. Rhodey was shortchanged. Peter got more alone time with Tony than Rhodey. I want at least one Tony Rhodey scene. Also, Wasp to lead the new Avengers. Okay, so first part of your question, I don't think he got shortchanged. I seen the movie 3 times, and I looked at it like, we know, like, Rhodey was the first one to go up to him, and he put his arm on him, and he had a tear. And then Peter went in, and Tony is not Rhodey's mentor. It's his friend. You know, Peter is this young kid that looks up to Tony. You know, and they wanted to do a reverse of what happened in Infinity War when Tony kind of had to live with the death of Peter. So it was just kind of a flop of that, which I thought worked fantastic. So it's okay if you have that feeling, if you feel like Rhodey got shortchanged, you're welcome to have that opinion. I personally didn't see it. As for the second part of your question, the Wasp is the new leader of the Avengers? Absolutely not. No, it's just the Wasp. Why would she be the leader of the Avengers? She's in Ant-Man and the Wasp. She really doesn't do anything outside of that. You know, if anything, we're going to give it to either T'Challa or Carol Danvers. There's no sense of making the Wasp the new leader at all. Even if they do an all-female Avengers movie, the Wasp would still be like the last person I would give the leadership role to. It would have to be either T'Challa or Carol Danvers. It's clear that Marvel is setting those 2 characters up to be the next Tony and Steve Rogers. So it's going to be one of those 2. There's no way it's going to be the Wasp. But thank you so much, Eddie, for your Super Chat donation. I appreciate it. Swiggity Swag. We got another one coming in from Lee Smith. I'll give it to you in a second, Lee. Swiggity Swag writes, should Iron Man 4 be Pepper Potts preventing Morgan for being Iron Woman? worried about Morgan's life. That's not going to happen, Sweetie Swag. One, Morgan's 5 years old. They're not going to do a movie 15 years in the future. They're not going to do that. That's just something that's not going to happen. Now, 15 years from now, could that happen? Sure, I guess it can. Anything's possible, right? But there's no way they're going to do a movie that takes place in 2030 and Pepper Potts is trying to prevent her from taking up the ranks of Iron Woman. It's not going to happen. Maybe if we have another time travel movie where we go another 5 years ahead, well, then she'd still be 10, so she's still too young. It's an impossible scenario, Swiggity Swag. There's no way that we're gonna have that. Right now, they can do something like that with Ant-Man's daughter as Stature because she is now the right age to take on the mantle. Same thing with Hawkeye and his daughter. But people got to remember, guys, these are movies taking place almost in present day. And there's no way they're going to be an Iron Man 4 taking place 15 years in the future. That's just the biggest red flag that can't happen. But thank you so much for your super chat, Swiggity Swag. I appreciate it. But if you guys think so, I want to know what you guys think. Be sure to leave in the comment box. If you guys think that Iron Man 4 would be Pepper trying to prevent Morgan from becoming Iron Woman, be sure to leave those comments in the comment box below. I would love to hear what you guys think. Lee Smith writes, whoa, where'd you go, Lee? What do you think about the Marvels down the road? The Marvels down the road. The Marvels down the road. I think you mean the Marvels later on in the MCU. Right now, anything's possible. And it really comes down to what Kevin Feige's vision is. Kevin Feige says he has a 5-year plan mapped out already. And we don't know how much of that is going to be with X-Men and Fantastic Four. He said he wasn't able to do any of that stuff because the thing hasn't gone through. But we have a few movies that aren't in production yet that it's still time you can add in, Fantastic Four or whatnot. But right now, I believe Kevin Feige has his 5-year plan. And is right now, if I would have to bet money on it and if I had to put out my Phase 4 startup, it would be, we have Spider-Man Far From Home is going to end in Phase 3. And then we would have, which I would love it if it was just the first movie in Phase 4 instead of it being the last Phase 3. Endgame should be the end. But we know we're going to get Black Widow. We know we're going to get Black Panther 2. We know we're getting Doctor Strange 2. We know we're getting Captain Marvel 2. We know we're getting Guardians 3. We know we're getting Eternals. And we know we're getting Shang-Chi. So those are 7 films that I guarantee you we are getting. Okay? That's 7 films. Will all 7 films be in Phase 1 or Phase 4? I don't know. Let's look at the movies in Phase 3. How many movies were in Phase 1? Okay? We have Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Captain America, Thor, Avengers. We have 6 films in Phase 1. Phase 2, I can't do it on my hand because it gets kind of complicated there. Phase 2 is like Iron Man 3, Guardians of the Galaxy. I just can't do it off the top of my head. I have to write it down and do Phase 2. But we have 6 films in Phase 1. So are all 7 of those films that I just stated going to be in Phase 4? Is Doctor Strange going to be there? What I would like to see, what I would love to see happen, and I don't know if this is going to happen, but I would love to see a new Thor. We can call it Thor the Mighty or the Mighty Thor. Just call it the Mighty Thor. And it's basically Tessa Thompson taking over as the female Thor. They set it up at the end of Endgame. She's going to be the new leader of... I'm actually going to take my hat off, guys. But she took over as the leader of Asgard, the new king, the queen, if you say. And I would love to see her be the new female Thor. I think it makes sense for the character. And yes, I am excited for A-Force. I want to see an A-Force movie. I would actually prefer it, really, if we get an A-Force movie before Avengers 5. I would like to see an A-Force movie. I think it would be fantastic. It would be awesome. I can just see, introduce She-Hulk somewhere, and then you have just Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, Scarlet Witch, Wasp, Valkyrie. It would just be fantastic. We got a super chat coming in from Jesse Lopez. And he's writing, even though Marvel said there's no X-Men in the MCU anytime soon, they're not going to let Ryan Reynolds wait 5 to 10 years for another Deadpool. Very true. Hold on. I'm going to go do something real quick. Turn the air conditioning down a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, hold on 1 second, Jesse. Okay, so Jesse, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely correct. They're not going to wait 5 to 10 years for another Deadpool. However, Deadpool is not going to be part of the MCU. That's just a fact that everybody has to automatically accept right now. And what I mean by that is Bob Iger said, we're not changing what Deadpool is. Deadpool is going to stay, it's going to be a Disney movie, but they're keeping the Fox branding. And it's going to be a Fox umbrella movie. So the Fox studio is going to be an umbrella company under this. It's going to be Disney's going to have the company, but it's going to be like different umbrella companies. Okay, Marvel Studios, it's still in studio, but Disney's the parenting company. You know, same thing with Lucasfilm. These are all little studios underneath Disney. Fox is going to continue to have his studio, his name, and that's where Deadpool is going to live. Deadpool is going to be done under Fox, but they're going to take the X-Men Fantastic Four, bring them to the MCU. And the reason why they're doing this is because they don't want a rated R movie in the MCU brand. And everybody wants to cry, I want a rated R movie in the MCU. Why? Why? I mean, their formula works. $1.2 billion in the course of a weekend. Okay, it's in at $1.3 million right now. It hasn't even been a week. Okay, so why would Bob Iger, Kevin Feige, risk doing that, bringing in Deadpool? It's going to be a completely different tone. Deadpool can sit out on its own, and now Deadpool can now make fun of the MCU. Okay? You know, like, well, I'm rated R, so I can't be in their universe, blah, blah, blah. You know, they can now make fun of itself. But the rest of the X-Men and Fantastic Four are all going to come in to the MCU. And just because Kevin Feige says he doesn't have plans right now doesn't mean that they're sitting behind filming something and be like, you know what would be awesome right now? If we have Reed Richards mentioned. Remember Winter Soldier when they briefly name dropped Stephen Strange? That is something that they can start to do to lay the foundation to start building these characters in. Because the way the MCU works, and the reason why they're so good at what they're doing, is because fans want stuff now. And Kevin Feige's like, no, we're going to lay the groundwork, build, and then we're going to give you everything. Just like, you know, Cap saying Avengers Assemble. So easy they could have done that in Avengers 1, or Avengers 2, or Avengers 3. But they're like, no, we're going to wait. And then when he says that in Endgame, you're like, fuck yeah! So that's what I like about Kevin Feige. Is like he takes our expectations and say, look, guys, I know this is what you're expecting, but we're taking this slow, so it means more. It means more later. So that's what I think. So yes, Jesse, you're right, 100%. They're not going to let Ryan Reynolds wait 5 to 10 years, but that's because Deadpool is going to be his own film outside of the MCU with his own Fox label, and it's going to exist on its own. So yeah. But thank you so much for the Super Chat donation. I appreciate it. I really do. I don't know why. It's kind of hot in here. Maybe it's because I have giant fucking lights on top of me. But, also, just anybody who's uses the DC streaming service. How many of you guys use it? How many of you guys use the DC Universe app that has Doom Patrol and Titans? Just to let you guys know, I went on there, I logged on today, and they now have all the comic book library up. They said they were going to do it in April. I didn't know when. I was like, when are they going to do this? I've been checking like every day. It's like they have like 12 issues of this series and 5 issues of that series. Now they have everything up besides 12 months ahead of time. So basically, if a comic book came out today, we won't get it until 12 months later, which is fine because we still get the entire library. So I can go back and start catching up on my Supermans, my Batmans, and Green Lanterns and all that, which I am excited to do. So yeah, but yeah. So that I just wanted to throw that out there in case anybody wanted to know. So what I was saying earlier now about this time thing, there are people that claim that there was a plot hole at the end of this movie. Now, there was, until the Russo brothers cleared it up. And what the plot hole was how can Steve Rogers exist in the present time as an old man when if he goes back, it would exist in a different timeline? Now, you'll have dumb people out there that say, well, we put all the stones back so this timeline stays the same, which is 100% false, because the Hulk brings it up earlier in the movie that Rhodey said, well, can we just go back and find baby Thanos and just kill him? And Hulk's like, no, you can't do that, because if you go back in time, whatever you do affects that timeline, not our present, which it then branches off into an alternate reality, so to speak. So when Cap decided to stay back, he basically created an alternate timeline. Even if all the stones put back, he created an alternate timeline, because once he goes back, it automatically affects the timeline. So there's no way that he would be able to live his entire life in our timeline. It would be a different timeline. And people are like, well, that's a plot hole, because he showed up, so they totally contradict what Bruce set up earlier with the rules of time travel. Well, the Russo brothers came out and explained this. Now, the Russo brothers said, I don't have the exact quote. I'm gonna eventually do a video on it. But they said when Steve went back and stayed, when he went back, it created an alternate timeline. And then the person doing the interview said, well, if he created an alternate timeline, how does he show up in the present day as an old man? And they looked at each other, the Russo brothers looked at each other, smiled, and said, that's a great question. Maybe that's a story for another day. And what that basically tells me is they are setting the seeds for Secret Wars. And what Secret Wars is, if you guys aren't familiar with Secret Wars is, there are like DC. You know how DC, you have like 52 different worlds, whatever. Then you had Crisis on Infinite Earth. That was basically Secret Wars. And what it was there was tons of different planets. When each planet had its own Marvel characters. You had the 616 universe, which is the main canon universe that Spider-Man and Iron Man, everybody live on. Then you also have the Ultimate Universe, where Ultimate Spider-Man Miles Morales was on. You had the Earth where Spider-Gwen was on. There was tons of different Earths, right? And what happened was the Earth started blowing up, right? The worlds were colliding. They were blowing up. And at the end of all, everybody died. And somehow Doctor Doom brought everybody back from extinction with the help of Doctor Strange. And he created a new reality, eliminating all the Earths. That's why Miles Morales is now in the canon 616 universe. And the Russo brothers have always said that they would love to come. Because right now the Russo brothers are done with the MCU. You know, they signed a deal with MGM. But they said countless times that they would love to come back and do a Secret Wars movie. And they're already planting the seeds for that with these alternate timelines. And they said they've been building this story for 3 years. So when Cap went back, that did cause an alternate timeline. So right now we have several alternate timelines. We have the timeline where Cap went back, the timeline where Loki took the Tesseract and split. So we have all those alternate timelines splitting off. And you know, this could get a bit convoluted later on. It really could, but we're just going to have to wait and see. But I have complete faith in the Russo brothers. Like, as much faith I have with Kevin Feige, I have with the Russo brothers, and same thing with McFeely and the other writer. I keep forgetting the other writer's name. That other writer's probably like, no one ever remembers my name. I'm sorry. I'm going to look it up. I'm sorry. But, yeah. But I still got to do a video about Amy Pascal tomorrow. That's for sure. I'm going to take a random question real quick. Clarissa writes, the only issue I have with the Russo brothers' explanation is how does Steve get back? Well, that's what the question was. Well, how did he get back? And they looked at each other and smiled like, well, that's a good question. Perhaps we got explore that in a different story, So, he comes back somehow. Okay, I think he probably told whatever timeline he was in, gotta have a Tony there, gotta have the same characters in that timeline, and they probably helped him get back. So that's what I think. I think they just helped him get back so he can hand the shield back to Sam Wilson. I've seen a lot of people really upset that Sam ended up getting the shield. Like, how come Bucky didn't get the shield? It's like, Bucky's awesome because he's the Winter Soldier. Sam has a pair of wings. Give the man something. Give that man a shield. And I really like Sam as a character. And up until now, he's sort of been like one-dimensional. He's been the sidekick that can fly. Much like Rhodey. They're both very similar. Both black males that fly and shoot stuff. And now Sam can be more. He can be the next Captain America. And I should go back and read some of the Sam Wilson Cap comics and really get a feel for the character. But I loved it. I teared up again today. I get so emotional when he gets that shield and he's like, "You're a good man, Sam." Oh man, dude, it just hits me, man. Everything in that damn movie hits me. Sam needs an upgrade. That's right, man. Sam needs an upgrade. Winter Soldier's got that arm, dude. He's fine. But Sam needed that shield, man. And good for Sam. Good for Papa Doc. Now you don't have to fuck the clock or the trailer. You know what I rewatched today? Iron Man 1. I rewatched Iron Man 1 today. Dude, I looking at it now, well, I always thought the movie was really good. But it's so good, and you really can tell that the Russo brothers went back and really paid a lot of attention to that first movie, and they brought in a lot of references in Endgame with that first Iron Man movie. So I don't know why, I just got up and I was like, man, I really want to rewatch Iron Man, and it was a fantastic movie. I think the first half of that movie is way better than the second half, unfortunately, but like, I love the first half of that movie. Like the speech he gives where he's like, yeah, I'm stopping all military production and stuff. Just great stuff. A very good movie. I'm thinking about maybe after the stream, actually, maybe go watch the first Avenger. Captain America, the first Avenger. Not the actual first Avengers, but because I have the Phase 1 Tesseract case. It comes with all the movies. And I really kind of want to go back and rewatch those and see how the first Cap hold up. I rewatched Winter Soldier last week. I watched Infinity War like at least once a week. I love that movie to death, and I really want to go back. I think the only one I'll probably skip is Iron Man 3. I'm not a big fan of Iron Man 3, to be honest with you. I was really let down with the Mandarin thing. I thought the Mandarin could have been something really special, especially in the age we're in with terrorists and terrorist organizations, and how they set up the 3 rings in the first Iron Man movie, and then I thought it would go like full circle, with the Mandarin as a terrorist played by Ben Kingsley, and then they completely just fucking wet the bed on that one. I was like, nah. Iron Man 3 is up there with one of the worst MCU movies for me. Like, if I had to rank them, I'm thinking about doing a rank video too. I haven't decided yet, but I would have like Homecoming as the worst movie, because like I said, I told you I just did not like Spider-Man Homecoming as a Spider-Man movie. We got Eddie coming in with a super chat. Why didn't the Avengers just go to nowhere? They could have got the reality and the Power Stone from the Collector. Also, I'm convinced Old Man Cap is a Skrull. You're not crazy about the Old Man Cap thing, but I'll get to that in a second. That's a great fucking topic I want to talk about. But here's the thing about nowhere. So everybody was brainstorming where the stones were, okay? Where the stones were. Remember, Tony and Black Widow and all them, they were all trying to brainstorm where it was. But remember, yes, Rocket did know, didn't he? He did know that the Collector had the Power Stone and the Reality Stone. Because, well, it depends how the timeline goes in. Because the Collector never had the Power Stone per se, right? The Guardians came in like, here's the Power Stone, and they're like, no, we're taking that shit. you know? So he never really had it. Yes, the Reality Stone was locked up somewhere, but it would have been much easier for them to just do what they did and knock Quill out and take the Power Stone rather than doing what they did. You know, plus, if they did that, we wouldn't have the awesome moment with Thor and his mom. We wouldn't have the awesome callback to the first Guardians movie with the, yeah, what's the matter with you? You know, we wouldn't have that moment where Rhodey's like, he's a fucking idiot, you know? So we wouldn't have those awesome moments. So I'm cool with that. Because if the Collector did, in fact, hold 2 stones, then they could have done it. The same question is, well, why didn't they just go to Xandar and get the Power Stone? You know? It's just, you know, it makes more sense to get them at that point, whereas it's a movie, man. It's a fucking movie, okay? It was more entertaining the way they did it, Eddie. So let's go to Cap as a Skrull. That is... Okay, I went back. So, yeah, I'll just lay in bed and think of future video topics because I don't always have topics. I have to think of topics, right? And I thought, I'm like, you know, there is a chance, maybe a small chance, that Cap is in fact a Skrull. It would lead into Secret Invasion. What happened? We know the Skrulls were on Earth, right? What happened if somewhere down the line a Skrull knocked Cap out, overpowered him, have Cap, like let's say 5-10 years down the road, Steve or Chris Evans decides he wants to come back, right? Wants to come back. They could then have where old man Steve died and the skin turns green, you know? And then they're like, well, what happened? Well, Steve was actually held this entire time and we didn't know it. And that Cap is the real Cap. It would work out so well. Now, I'm not a screenwriter or a movie producer, obviously. I could probably write and produce better shit than the fucking DCEU. But I'm pretty sure these are all discussions that Kevin Feige's throwing around. I guarantee you they have like meeting rooms and stuff where they just, you know, throw shit against the wall and be like, hey, would this be a cool idea? Yeah, that's a cool idea. And then figure out, you know, how they can execute said ideas. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but I think that's a fascinating theory. I think it holds a lot of weight, to be honest with you. I think there's a good damn chance that Old Man Cap could be a Skrull. And originally what I was thinking was Rob forever hating DCU. No, that's not true, man. I love DC. Okay? I hate the DCEU because I know the potential. I know what it could be. And I am not a sap that's just going to accept mediocre shit when I know it could be so much better. So that's why I hate it. I don't hate the actors and directors. I hate the idiots behind the scenes that put together this mediocre shit and expect it's going to make Endgame numbers. So if what Endgame did at the box office can't light a fire under its ass, then they're never gonna have any will to be better. I'm sorry, if you guys like Shazam, all the power to you. Shazam was a hot piece of donkey shit. That's what it was. Like, the donkey took a shit, it was fucking steamy, flies were going around, it fucking sucked. How can people look at Shazam and accept that, and accept what they gave you, and be like, yes, I am happy with that, I am satisfied with that? How the hell can you sit there and say Billy Batson as a kid is more mature than Billy Batson as a goddamn adult? Okay, look, he's supposed to be the same character, right? He's supposed to say Shazam, and he's supposed to get bigger with the fucking wisdom of Solomon. Now, look at me. I'm not a fucking genius, but if I had the wisdom of Solomon, would I be doing this with lightning? No wise man in history ever did this. It's fucking garbage. It's garbage. And then what these fucking cockmunchers did was they decided in the very first movie to make all the kids have be basically the Captain Marvel family from the comic books, which, okay, it happens in the comic books. But now you're taking Shazam, and he's not even the most important character in his own goddamn fucking movie. You're taking Shazam. It's his movie. Can you imagine? If well, let me think here. Okay, for an example, can you imagine, what am I thinking here? I'm trying to think of a good comparison. Okay, what if they had a Spider-Man movie, right? And then halfway through the movie, everybody gets spider powers and it makes Spider-Man irrelevant. Okay, pretty much irrelevant. And you can pretty much say, well, they kind of did that with Spider-Verse, but they were building that up. That was Spider-Verse. It's just Shazam. What we got a super chat coming in from Mark Eric Maker. Oh, dude, I can't pronounce her name. Macaro. I'm just gonna say Macaro again. Give me 1 second. I'll get to your super chat. But yeah, I don't hate on DC because I hate DC. I hate on DC because I love DC and I want to see better. I'm sorry, Shazam was hot garbage. If you guys liked it, that's fine with you. But I expect the character with the fucking wisdom of Solomon to have some goddamn brain cells. And then they made him a secondary character in his own movie. Macaro, right? I'm so sorry if I mispronounced her name. Macaro. Comes in with a super chat. Russo brothers said in an interview last week said they're going on a small vacation with their family, and when they're back on the next project is Secret Wars. That isn't exactly what they said. Okay, that isn't exactly what they said. I'm pretty sure they probably joked like, yeah, we're going on a small vacation. And then 3 days later, we signed a multi-million-dollar contract with MGM. Because they did that. They did that. They signed a multi-million-dollar contract with MGM. And how many years that contract is, I don't know. But that tells me if they had any plans in the MCU, it would be sooner rather than later, right? Because they signed a multi-million-dollar contract with MGM. So Secret War, they did say they want to come back for Secret War. That is 100% true. They didn't say the next project in the MCU will be Secret Wars. They just said they want to do Secret Wars. And that could be 10 years from now for all we know. Remember, Russo brothers really didn't come into the MCU until Winter Soldier. So thank you so much, Makero, for Super Chat. We got another one I just seen pop up. Poetic Gangsta. Because we got that Gangsta Paradise in that Sonic trailer. Talk about funky donkey trash. Poetic Gangster writes, will we ever get a 90s style Amazing Spider-Man? We kind of did, man. The Tobey Maguire, you can say, was a 90s style. It took place in the early 2000s. That still represented around the 90s era. So that's kind of the way I look at it anyway. But if you're talking about the cartoon, that type of stuff, I don't know if that's in the cards, my friend. It is clear that Homecoming and Far From Home, and God, these fucking titles just suck. They are catered toward modern day. Peter is in fact a millennial. He acts like a millennial. He says stuff like Empire Strikes Back is old movies, So don't think we are. And I might go out on a limb here, and I actually have, you can see right here, well, maybe you guys can't because I have the thing right here. Yeah, you guys can see it. Right here, Venom and Spider-Man. This is actually a real cell from that show, from the 90s cartoon. And I have it hanging up right there. I was given to me by my father-in-law who passed away. And I keep it there, try to remember them as well as some of the other stuff I have on my wall. The cartoon had its up and downs. It had its good moments. I watched it every day as a kid, but it definitely had its good moments and its bad moments. Me personally, I think the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon is a superior show. I loved what they did in terms of keeping it classic. It felt like the Amazing Spider-Man. I really enjoyed that show so much, and I'm sad that it was canceled due to toy sales. But I love that show. I would love if Disney Plus came out and like, we're redoing Spectacular Spider-Man. We're gonna give you I think I had season 1 and season 2. We're gonna give you a season 2. I'd be like, fuck yes, or season 3. Sort of like the DC did, the DC streaming universe, whatever, did with Young Justice. I would love to see them do that with Spectacular Spider-Man, because the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon sucked donkey nuts, and that's another reason why I don't like Spider-Man Homecoming, because it felt like the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. I love the Ultimate Spider-Man comic books. The cartoon is nothing like the comic books. That the fucking cartoon is just hot garbage. But as for the 90s Amazing Spider-Man series, I don't think we're ever. I think the closest thing we got to that was, in fact, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and I don't think we're gonna get a movie like that anyway. So thank you so much, Poetic Gangster, for your super chat. I appreciate that, man. It's getting really hot with these lights in here, man. It's like, wow. Oh, we got So coming in with a super chat. He writes, "Think Home will be the MCU Spider-Man 3 title." What do you mean? Far From Home? You think Far From Home is going to be the MCU Spider-Man 3 title? Maybe. I have to go into that movie with the mindset of, this is not my Spider-Man. This is a different Spider-Man. These are the characters they decided to do. I just have to accept it and judge the movie on its movie. And I wasn't able to do that with the first, with Homecoming, because it was such amalgamation of different things. You had Spider-Man, Peter Parker, then you had Ned, who's actually Genki, but they changed his name to Ned Leeds, who Ned Leeds is actually the Hobgoblin. And it's all kinds of confusion. Then they take Mary Jane and they give Michelle the MJ title, but she's not really Mary Jane, she's Michelle. And then I love the Liz Allen, like the actress who played Liz Allen wasn't the best actress, but I liked her character. I liked the Liz Allen character. I wish that would have been explored for a couple movies instead of just having the love thing die right off the first one, because if you've seen Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon, Liz Allen is pretty much a love interest through the first season, and I would love to see them play with that a little bit more. And but they got rid of Liz Allen right after the first movie. Betty Brant, so I don't know what's going on with this, guys. It keeps on doing this. The internet in this room is awful. I'm like maybe 40 feet from the modem, and it keeps on doing it. So I apologize. But if it happens, don't worry. I'm not leaving. I won't leave until I actually say I'm leaving and I'm done for the night. So just kind of bear with it, and it'll come back. So yeah, just. Okay. Hopefully I'm back. Hopefully I'm back this time. Okay, am I back this time? Am I back? Okay. I honestly don't know what's going on with this today, guys. I don't know what's going on with this today. And I just lost like 50% of the people. So hopefully they come back. But I don't even remember what I was talking about. I honestly don't even remember what I was talking about. Yeah, so I totally lost track of what I was saying, but I don't know what's wrong with this. I have this thing all set normally, and it's giving me problems today. The internet in this room isn't always the best. I need to find like a long ass Ethernet cable and just hook that, hardwire that damn shit. But yeah, I much prefer Liz Allen, in the movie, and I wish they would have used her more than just for that first one. But I got to get the mindset that these are different Spider-Man characters. They did different things with these characters. But when I seen that first one, I was so upset at different things, just like, where she's like, Michelle, hey, my friends call me MJ. I remember just getting up and leaving the theater at that point. And then the fact that Peter Sue has an AI in it, and it just like, man, this is not Spider-Man. I want Spider-Man. I don't want Iron Man 3 or Iron Man 4. I want Spider-Man. And it just bothered me a lot. So anyway, welcome back to the live stream, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties that were going on. Once again, I just want to say, if it crashes, don't go anywhere. I'm going to restart it or reboot it, and we'll start back up. It's just technically, it's acting like poo today. I don't know what's the matter with it. So when I say, yes, I'm done for the day, that means I'm done for the day. But I was hoping to stream for a while here. I think I stream total right now. How long have I been streaming? I completely lost my time because... Well, I've been streaming since 8:25, so an hour. But I completely lost the time I was streaming because I had to reset my goddamn program. It's ridiculous, this damn thing. But, yeah, so... How would I reboot the DCEU? That's a good question. I don't think you need to reboot it. That's the thing. I think if it was me and I was an executive over at Warner Brothers that had real pull, I would scrap, after Wonder Woman, I would scrap every project until we get Flash done. I would like, this movie has to happen. I don't care. We're going to get this done right. We're going to do Flash. It's going to be Flashpoint, and it's going to reset the universe. Okay? Then I would send a dump truck of money to fucking Henry Cavill. You cannot lose Henry Cavill. That's a must. You have to keep Henry Cavill. You can lose Ben Affleck. I'm not happy about it, but you can lose him. You have to keep Henry Cavill. You can't lose two people. So I would send a dump truck, like, here, we're signing you to a multi-picture contract. We're going to give you all this money in this dump truck here. We're going to give you guarantee you a Man of Steel 2, Man of Steel 3, and a Justice League 2. And then, have Flashpoint kind of retcon some of the mistakes you did, bring in a different Batman or something like that, or try to talk Ben Affleck into coming, kill Ben Affleck, and then have Nightwing take over as Batman. And then I would tell Matt Reeves that he then has to use the Nightwing character as the new Batman. The problem is they're letting all these directors do what they want. There's no, Travis Riggins coming in with a super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. There is nobody telling the directors what to do. And it's sort of the same problem Star Wars is having. Kathleen Kennedy's coming in and letting every director do what they want. But no one's telling the directors what to do. It's like, hey, Rian Johnson, that's a fantastic script, but you know what? This is the story we're telling. You kind of got to follow this. No, it was J.J. Abrams and Lawrence Kasdan came in, did this script, and they're like, all right, well, you guys are gone. Rian Johnson, you can do whatever you want. That's sort of what's going on with DC. It's like, oh, hey, James Wan, well, you can do what you want. Patty Jenkins, you can do what you want. Matt Reeves, you can do a whole trilogy, whatever you want. And no one's telling them what to do. And that's what's causing this giant problem. Is basically the inmates are running the asylum. And that's a problem. They need to be able to keep tabs on that and be like, look, this is the overarching story. Now, I'm pretty sure when Ryan Coogler came in, he had a certain Black Panther movie he wanted to make. And I'm pretty sure Ken Feige was like, okay, that's fine. But you have to follow within these rules. These are where we're going with the characters. This is where we're going. This is what we want to set up. Other than that, you can pretty much do what you want. That's why who was it that left Ant-Man? Edgar Wright left Ant-Man because Kevin Feige's like, oh, your script's fantastic. But the problem is, this is the kind of universe we built up right now. Back when we signed on, we didn't have an MCU the way the MCU is now. It developed. So we have to kind of stay within these rules of the MCU. And Edgar Wright's vision didn't fit in that. So Edgar Wright kind of left for creative differences. That's what has to happen. You can't let the directors do whatever the hell they want. So you have to be able to as a executive, a head of creative, you have to have the story in your mind, and you have to be the one to say, this is what we're going to do, not what you want to do. That's how I would redo the DCEU. It could happen. It could work, man. Look, if Marvel set the blueprint, how hard is it to follow? You're not even coming up with this shit. You're basically just copy and pasting right now. It's not that complicated. You know, Man of Steel, Batman, Wonder Woman, Avengers, Man of Steel 2, Batman. It's not complicated shit, guys. I mean, a fucking 5-year-old could do this shit at this point. But, yeah, not that I'm not a DC fan. I'm a massive DC fan. It just bothers me that we just can't get good DC movies. That's all. Oh, we got Travis Riggins coming in with another super chat. He's dollaring me to death, guys. It's like I'm the stripper and he's just making it rain. All right, man, I'll take it off. Shit. I'll take it off. Shit. Travis Riggins. So yeah, that's my biggest thing with the DCU in general is not the characters. I'm a massive DC fan. I mean, I was a Superman fan way before I was a Spider-Man fan. I still have memories of Superman 2 coming out, me seeing Superman 2 and reliving the kneel before Zod, and then Superman just crushing his hand. And I remember always begging my mom and my dad to sew a red blanket on the back of my shirt so I can run around the house like Superman. And my cousin was a Batman fan, of Tim Burton's Batman fan. And my dad made him a Batman mask out of an old ski mask, like a black ski mask. He gave him the ears, and he gave him a black Batman shirt with the Batman symbol. And we used to run around play Batman and Superman. I'm a massive DC fan, guys. It's just I hate the fact that these characters aren't being treated with justice. Holy mother of monkeys, we got the Wolfman. I haven't seen the Wolfman in forever. Welcome back, Wolfman, man. I have not seen you in forever, sir. And he's got a question here. He writes, if I had to bring a friend with me to retrieve the Soul Stone, I would bring the director of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I might accidentally throw him down the hill. It's hilarious, but the problem with that is, Wolfman, is in order to get the Soul Stone, you have to sacrifice someone you love. And I don't think pushing him down over that hill is, I don't think you love him. In fact, I think we all can agree that we all pretty much hate the director for the upcoming Sonic movie. That movie looks like donkey shit. Can you guys believe how much hate I got yesterday in the comments section of that trailer, man? Jeez, I was sitting there looking at the comments, and people are like, man, you're fucking crazy, man. This fucking trailer looks awesome. This trailer looks lit. This trailer looks dope. Man, you're just hating the hate. This trailer looks awesome. I'm like, what the fuck kind of trailer are you guys watching? Man, I would love to see shit through your all's eyes. I've been playing Sonic since how old was I? Like 3rd, 4th grade? Man, I was playing Sonic 1, Sonic 2. Man, that was my shit back in the day. This Sonic looks like shit, guys. You can get fucking Ray Charles an oil paint set, and he can paint a better Blues Hedgehog than fucking Sonic, man. Oh, we got another super chat coming in from Twin Fam. I'll get with you in a second. But Wolfman, yeah, I agree with you. I would take his ass and just throw his ass off. But the problem is we're probably not going to get the Soul Stone because we don't love him. But you know what? Fuck it. We don't need the stone. We just want to fucking throw his ass off anyway. This is why video game movies get such a bad rap. Video game movies get such a bad rap because people don't care. I was with my brother today, and he's the biggest Sonic the Hedgehog fan I know. Like, this dude has all the Sonic games, loves Sonic. He has a Sonic the Hedgehog tattoo on his arm. Massive Sonic the Hedgehog fan. And he kept going, this movie might make money. It looks like shit, but I think there's some good things about it. I think Jim Carrey looks good. I'm like, bro, you sound like me when I'm trying to justify Dragon Ball Evolution. Dragon Ball Evolution was a shitty ass movie that I constantly tried to keep defending, and at the end of the day, it's just a shitty ass movie. So I'm like, bro, this is your Dragon Ball Evolution. I'm like, you're going to like it because you're a Sonic fan. You're going to brainwash yourself to like it. But in actuality, it fucking sucks. So, yeah, Wolfman, that trailer killed us all. Was it? Twin Fan writes, they just need to copy the Just League cartoon that dropped. What they need to do, Twin, what these idiots need to do is just copy the damn animated movies. Like, how hard is it to do that? You know what I mean? Like you have a set. Okay, like they usually release like 2 animated films a year on Blu-ray and DVD, but there's like 10 of them that all consist in one universe. Starting with Just League War, and then I believe the second one is Just League Throne of Atlantis, and then we get like Batman, Son of Batman, and stuff like that. There's like 10 of them. The latest one in the series is the Reign of Superman. We had the Death of Superman and the Reign of Superman. Those are the 2 last ones in that universe. And then the next one is going to be Batman Hush, which is part of that universe. So if they can put together a cinematic fucking universe in the animated movies, why can't you do it in the goddamn live action? It's not that complicated. I promise you guys, this is not complicated. I remember in first grade, we were taught how to do what was it called? When you write something down, right? Like when you're coming up with a story, you do the web graph, right? Like, okay, Just League's gonna be in the center. We're gonna put Just League, put a circle around it, and now we're gonna start doing webbings on how to make this happen. So it'd be like Just League, boom, web, Man of Steel 2, web, Wonder Woman 2, web, Batman, web, Flash, and then we put it all together, and Just League is our end goal. This isn't complicated shit. I learned that in first fucking grade. First grade, I learned that. This ain't complicated shit. I promise you. I don't know why people overthink shit. It's the most simplest thing to do. And the best thing about the animated series, the animated universe movies they have, is they take stories that are popular from the comics and then they adapt them and they change a few things to fit the movie. Like the Death of Superman was a fantastic movie that was adapted from the comic Death of Superman. Did it follow the storyline of Superman or the Death of Superman 100%? Absolutely not. But they stayed true to the core of it. They stayed true to the themes of it. Whereas, guess what? Batman v Superman did not stay true to the Death of Superman at all. Other than the fact that Superman died and Doomsday was involved. But, you look at the Death of Superman anime movie, way better than Batman v Superman. Way better. And then you sit there and you just look at the movies that they're doing. Like this ain't part of the DC animated universe, but it's a DC animated movie. Did you guys see Superman or Shazam, Superman, that movie, the animated movie? That was better than the Shazam movie. When they fought Black Adam, it was fan-fucking-tastic. Why couldn't Shazam be that? Why couldn't Shazam be that? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't even remember what the original question was. Oh, yeah. Copy the Just League cartoons that drop. They look how much source material they have. They have the comics, the animated cartoons, the animated movies. Yet, they can't get this shit right. They can't get it right. I thought Aquaman, after watching Aquaman the second and third time, I do end up liking that movie more than I initially did in the first time, but I still clearly see the problems that they have. And all that could be fixed easily by just simply, hold on a second. By simply, paying attention to the source material. And they don't do that. And I gotta be honest with you, the Just League Throne of Atlantis animated film is much better, in my opinion, than Aquaman. The Aquaman movie has problems. It really does. It has its problems. But, hey, man. What can I do? I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy in the world trying to trying to make a living here on YouTube, I guess. Travis Riggins, he did two super chats earlier, and now he comes in with another super chat with a question this time. What do you think about the new X-Men? Are you talking about the new X-Men movie? Travis, you talking about the new X-Men movie? Hit yes or no, so I know what I'm talking about here. I'll wait for you to reply. You're talking about Dark Phoenix, right? Dark Phoenix, yes? No? I'm waiting for you to reply, buddy. Well, let's just assume you're talking about Dark Phoenix. Gotta be honest with you, I don't see the point in it. I thought the last trailer wasn't that great. I thought there was one part in the trailer that I did like, where Sophie Turner, and it's because Sophie Turner, the way she acted in the trailer, she was like, I feel all this power and this destruction and wants to destroy people, whatever. And she's like, it feels good. And like just the way she looks like when it feels good. I just like that scene. But it does feel like a copy and paste of X-Men Last Stand with a few elements that are different. But at this point, I think the vast majority know that it's back at Disney now. And we're all anticipating the new Disney X-Men. So this movie feels almost as irrelevant. It just feels irrelevant. It's like, what's going on with New Mutants? If I had to see one of them, I'd rather see New Mutants. But this movie just feels like it's so unnecessary at this point. It's like they have to release it just because they have to release it because they have it and they want to see if they can make some of their money back. This movie had a lot of production problems. It was supposed to be released last year and it didn't. And not you, Robert, but most YouTubers are all negative. But I just think that this movie is so irrelevant in the large scheme of things. And now that this movie is being released this year, in my eyes, it feels we have to wait even longer for the X-Men to be introduced in the MCU, because the MCU is going to want to have enough time to separate themselves so they don't have that stank on them. And I think that's why we're going to see Fantastic Four first, because Fantastic Four that came out years ago. And a lot of people already forgot about that, whereas X-Men is still very much in our minds, and they're not going to pull out another X-Men anytime soon. I'm hoping the movie's going to be good. I remember when I went and saw Apocalypse, I left the theater, I was like, man, that movie is awesome as hell, man, because I'm a fan of Phoenix. And then, I kind of drank the Kool-Aid. I was like, huffed up on it. Adam's like, dude, it wasn't good. I'm like, no, man, it's fucking great. And then I seen it again when it came out on Blu-ray 4K. I was like, man, what the fuck was I smoking? It really wasn't good. So, yeah, I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping I walk out and it's a good movie. But be honest with you, I'm going in with super low expectations just to be on the safe side. But thank you so much, Travis, for your super chat. I very much appreciate that, sir. Appreciate that, good sir. Man, guys, it is like fucking scorching hot in this motherfucking place right now. I got the air condition on like 67 degrees, but I did not realize being under these lights for a couple hours would make me this fucking sweaty. Maybe I'm just sweaty because I'm a fucking nerd. I'm a nerd. And not to mention, I'm completely out of iced coffee now. Kneel before Zod. And then you got Christopher Reeves going. And then all you hear is crack, crack, da, 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 da. And then he goes, oh! And then he grabs, da, da, da. And then he grabs Zod. And he looks at me and goes, and then he goes, da, da, da. And then Lois looks at him, he's like, you know what? You're a real pain in the neck. Pah! Da, 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 da. Dun, dun, dun. Dude, whoever says Superman 2, like no lie, if I had to rank my favorite comic book films of all time, Superman 2 is in the top 5. Like, I love that movie so much. But guess what, guys? I'm the DC hater, right? I fucking hate DC. Man, That's what kills me, man. I am such a fan of these characters, and Superman 2, I thought Superman 1 was great. I much prefer the first half of that movie than the second half. I like the origin of Superman and his relationship with his father and stuff. I love that movie so much. I just felt like it was a little BS with him going around in circles and doing that thing. But if you ever watched the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2, it's so good. It's so different too. It's so different compared to Superman 2 because they do so many different things. Like, remember Lois jumping out of the window or whatever to try to get Clark to reveal he's Superman? And this one, she like shoots him or pretends to shoot him or something. It's insane, but it's so good, man. I love Superman 2. I will forever, if I need to do a top 10 superhero moments of all time, that was my favorite, man. Just kneel before, and the fact, and I loved what was his name, dude? Oh God, I hate being on the spot, but Lex Luthor, man, or what the fuck is his name? I don't remember his name. Oh my God, I know it by it's at the tip of my tongue. I don't know it, but he was in there, but he changed it out here. And it's so good. It's like kneel before Zod. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. It's just it's just classic, man. It's classic. I remember when Man of Steel came out, I had so much Gene Hackman, thank you. Gene Hackman, so great as fucking Lex Luthor, right? Like, I loved it. I can literally watch the last 10 to 15 minutes of that movie on repeat. It's so good. Just like the whole dun dun dun, like throwing Zod, kneel before Zod, and Gene Hackman, like, he reversed, he was in there, but he did it out here. And, it's so good. And then Superman goes back to the fucking diner. He's like, "Excuse me, sir. You're in my seat." God, I'm like go watch Superman 2 right now. I still love that fucking movie, man. But I remember when Man of Steel came out. It was my most anticipated movie like ever. I was like, because I'm a massive Superman fan, right? I'm like, man, I'm waiting for this movie. And then I saw the movie. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this movie. Like, Superman's kind of a dick. I'm like, he ruins that guy's truck at the truck stop at the beginning of the movie. He doesn't try to save anybody. He allows millions of people to die in this city. Doesn't try to save anybody. Snaps Zod's neck, and then Adam loved Man of Steel. Man of Steel grew on me now. I looked at what they were trying to do, and I accepted it. I don't think it's better than Superman 2, but I accepted Man of Steel. And but Adam loved Man of Steel. And Daniel with a super chat. Hold on one second. Let me just finish this. But Adam loved Man of Steel. We always had arguments because he thinks Superman 2 is trash. And I'm like, how the fuck can anybody think Superman 2 is trash? Like, not only is it a classic, it's like a movie classic in general. Just not have anything. Like, you wouldn't have the superhero movies today if it wasn't for Superman and Superman 2. It baffles me. Daniel comes in with a super chat. Are you excited for about the Watchmen on HBO? I am now. Originally, I was like this about it because I thought they were redoing Watchmen. I was like, oh, they got all these weird actors to play these characters. I don't know how I feel about this. I was like, Jeremy Irons? Like, what's Jeremy Irons doing? And like, that picture of Rorschach? That doesn't even look like Rorschach. And then I read it's actually a sequel to Watchmen. So I believe it's going to be a sequel to the comic book Watchmen. However, Zack Snyder did a fantastic job with Watchmen, with my boy David Hayter writing the script for Watchmen, and it stayed almost 98 to 99% true to the comic book. So you can look at the show as a sequel to the comic book as well. I don't know if they're going to reference the squid in the show, because that was one of the major differences from the movie to the comic. In the comic book, it was, Ozymandias released this squid to make it look like an alien threat. And that way the people bind together to try to defeat the aliens or prevent alien squid attacks from the future. Where in the movie, they blamed that big explosions on Dr. Manhattan. So they band together, try to prevent Dr. Manhattan from coming back at the end. So two different kind of ways. So if they reference the squid, it's going to be a sequel to the comic book. If they don't, then it's going to be a sequel to the movie. But really, you can look at them both as sequels to both the movie and the comic, because other than the squid, it's pretty much the same. I'm excited for it now because I found out that Jeremy Irons is going to play an older Ozymandias. I can't wait to see. Apparently, they find Rorschach's journal, which I have to say, I am very intrigued on how this is going to go. I mean, I love Watchmen. Watchmen is in my top 5 comic book movies of all time. It was number 1 for the longest. It was number 1 for the longest. I was like, Watchmen is the greatest comic book movie of all time. Maybe next year I'll look back and be like, yeah, it's still number 1. Right now, I'm putting Endgame as number 1 just because what that movie achieved at the end of that movie, I have it as number 1. But Watchmen, I love it. It's fantastic. I can't wait to see that show. I really can't. Edwin coming in with a super chat. Who you like to see play Nova in the MCU? I'm not good with actor choices. I'm really not. You can ask anybody who knows me. If it's a female role, I have the same name for everything. Amber Heard. Actually, for the longest time, it was Rachel McAdams. I was like, man, you know who can play this in the MCU? Rachel McAdams. You know who can play this role in MCU? Rachel McAdams. And I remember the day it was finally confirmed Rachel McAdams was going to be in the MCU in Doctor Strange. Adam messaged me. He's like, there, now you can shut up. Rachel McAdams is in the MCU. But the problem is she hasn't been used for shit besides that one Doctor Strange movie. So I always look, I'm like, well, I want Amber Heard to play some kind of role. Jean Grey, Amber Heard. Like, it's anybody, Amber Heard is who I want to play. As for male actors, I really don't care. I'm good. I always thought that Nathan Fillion would be a good Nova, and then he was kind of wasted in Guardians 1 as a CGI character, which technically they can bring him back as Nathan Fillion and have him play Nova. I always felt like Nova would be the perfect character for him. I don't know if they want someone, maybe they want someone a little younger, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. But I would like to see maybe an unknown. I think Marvel does a great job casting unknowns, and then they become household names. And I would like to see that maybe, but I really don't have a preference on who would play Nova. I like Nova as a character, and I want to see a Nova movie. That's definitely one movie I would like to see. Rachel McAdams was fantastic in Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange in general was a good movie. I really enjoyed it, but really wanted to see Rachel McAdams in an MCU movie. I'm a big fan of Rachel McAdams. Oh, guys. You know what? I'm going to go get a bottle of water. You guys give me about 2 minutes to go get a bottle of water, and I'll come back, and we'll continue to chat. I don't want to end the stream. I just want to go ahead and get some water, okay? So give me a few minutes. Nobody leave. I promise. Nobody leave, okay? I'll be back. I'm back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Hey, look, I didn't lose anybody. Yay. Autumn didn't drink her iced coffee, so I'm drinking hers. But yeah. Whew. Gene Hackman was the best Lex Luthor. Yeah. He was definitely one of my favorite, man. He really was one of my favorite. I liked him a lot. Very underrated, too, I think, sometimes. Michael Rosenbaum was great, man. I would love to see him come back in some way as Lex Luthor. Either I heard like maybe Smallville might have something involved with in Crisis on Infinite Earths and CW next year. I'm hoping Michael Rosenbaum's involved in that. I would love to see him come into the DCEU and just, or maybe I should play Lex Luthor. I'm more of a Kingpin. I'm fat. Anime fan. If another Justice League greenlit in the future, who would you pick to direct it? Someone fucking smarter. I would like to see a Josh Whedon directed. How do you pronounce it? Josh. It's so weird. Josh Whedon. Did anybody else find that fucking weird? It's like one of those things that's easy to write and impossible to say, because no matter how you say it, it sounds like Josh. But Josh Whedon. I would love to see him direct his own Justice League movie. Not like a second half or reshoots of what Zack Snyder did, but his own version. Because the first Avengers movie is really good. And I think I would love to see that happen. I would love to see him be able to direct his own film. But I don't know. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, to be honest with you guys. The Dark Knight trilogy is overrated. Batman Begins is way better than Dark Knight. Dark Knight is some twinkle-toe cocksucker wrote today that the Dark Knight trilogy is better than the entire MCU. And he says it like it's a fact. It's like, it's not a fact, asshole. That's your fucking opinion. That's your fucking opinion. Oh, I would love to see Josh Whedon direct Captain Marvel 2. Unfortunately, in this day of age of I don't want to use this word negatively, SJW, but if they announce a male director for Captain Marvel, man, there will be so much fucking backlash. You can't do it in this day and age. They're going to be like, oh, you have to have a male director do this. There ain't no female directors doing it. It's like, I very much believe the best person should direct, right? Like if a woman director is the best person, that's fine. But why can't we just get into an age where skin color and gender doesn't matter? It's just like, whatever the best person is. And I know majority of people, I'm a white guy. You know, I know I'm the devil. People hate us white men. I understand, because my ancestors were all fucking dickhead. I have to suffer. But I honestly believe we should pick who's best for the job. You know? Like if Ryan Coogler was best for Black Panther, get Ryan Coogler. I don't see where it was necessary to hire a black director to do it, but I do, on the other hand, see that no white man could understand the black culture like a black man. So I believe, yes, no. But as for the male and female thing, I just feel like, you know, whoever, man. Really, I think people get so caught up on this shit. They really do. They really do, man. You know. But that's neither here nor there. I actually don't give a shit in the end. You know what I mean? I just feel like this day and age, everybody gets butthurt over everything. Over everything. Like I seen people, Paul Feig. No. Did you see Ghostbusters, man? I mean, here, I'll just fucking chop my nuts off now. Although I did like A Simple Favor, you know. So Paul Feig can do good. Ghostbusters was awful. White men are the devil. White men are the devil. Nobody likes white men. We get blamed for everything. We got privilege, or what is it called? White privilege. I wish somebody would tell me what this fucking white privilege is. I really do, because I haven't got no fucking privilege. I work at fucking Walmart. Okay, I've been working at Walmart for almost 16 goddamn years. I've done everything from mopping floors to stocking eggs. I can't feel my fucking hand. What point do I get white privileged? Can someone please tell me? Can I collect my check somewhere? I mean, honestly, I don't get it. And I grew up in the bad neighborhood where I was the only white kid in the whole classroom. You know, I mean, I came to this fucking. Where I live now, I came up here with cornrows in my hair, wearing FUBU jerseys and shit. But Yeah, it's just I hate when people say that. Oh, you don't understand because you're white. You don't know how it is, dude. I get fucking harassed by cops too. Cops are just assholes. They're assholes to everybody. Yeah, they're probably more of an asshole to someone of color. I'm not denying that, but I mean, dude, like not all of us have it easy. It's just, you know what I mean. Not all of us have it easy. I don't have white privilege, you know. Anyway, this didn't go on to a race debate. This is a comic book property. Just, I kind of wanted to throw that out there. But, you know, I'm a light-skinned brother. You know what I mean? I'm coming, we all got the same problems in the world. The world is a fucked up place. You know, I wish I had the Infinity Gauntlet where I'd be like, everybody be fucking smart and stop being stupid. But unfortunately, there are a lot of dumb people in the world. But, yeah. Cops aren't shooting white men on sight for reaching for their pockets. That's not necessarily true, Clarissa. I believe, 2 years ago, the cops knocked on his door, this white guy. Some cops knocked on his door. He opened up the door because the cops were going around the neighborhood searching for somebody. The white guy opened the door and the cops shot him. A white guy. So it happens to a lot of people, okay? It doesn't just happen to color. You know what happens is the news broadcasts shit and it brainwashes every fucking buddy because of the fucking news and social media. So you know what? We are all Homo sapiens. Whether skin color, eye color, hair color, shaved head, no hair, doesn't matter. We are all Homo sapiens. We are all brothers and sisters of humanity. And the sooner we all start realizing that, the better off we'll be. But the more we talk about preaching color and who has what, who has what luxuries and shit or privileges, we are going to be in the same boat. We're going to be in the same time period because we constantly want to talk about shit like that instead of uniting together as people and saying we are the same. You are the same as me. I am the same as you. And if we stick up for each other and keep each other and watch each other's backs, we will be fine. But as long as we keep playing to the rules that we are different people because of our gender and our race, we will never change. And that is a fact. Sorry, I did not mean to go like Martin Luther King on here, but I live by a certain code. Okay, I live my life by a certain code. You know? And I try to treat everybody equally. I try to. Okay, do I make jokes sometimes? Absolutely. But I see people as human beings rather than colors and sex and whatnot. It bothers me. I hate it so much. I just can't. I wish I grew up in a world where that did not happen. Hopefully, our children's children and our children's children will eventually don't have to go through that. So anyway, Poetic Gangster kind of came in. Let's get back to comics, I guess, because I see a bunch of people saying, stop trying to defend this, blah, blah, blah. I understand your ideas, but denying injustice is not the way to go. Oh, this is the same dipshit that keeps saying this. Sorry, Clarissa. We're going to agree to disagree. Sorry. If you guys support me, support me. I see a lot of people saying preach, and I appreciate all of you guys, but I feel the way I feel. And you guys don't have the right to feel the way you feel. So Poetic Gangster comes in with a super chat and he writes, the Joker has some good buzz. How you feeling about it? Oh, it's one of my most anticipated movies of this year. I can't wait. I will tell you this though. After seeing that trailer, if Joaquin Phoenix does not get nominated for an Oscar, it shows, and it's proof, it is concrete proof. If Joaquin Phoenix does not get nominated for an Oscar, it is concrete proof that Heath Ledger only got nominated and won because of him dying. I said it for years. That Heath Ledger only got nominated and won because he died. I'm not taking away, before anybody starts jumping, I'm not saying his performance wasn't great. Oh my God, he was great. I remember seeing that movie opening night, and I told everybody, like, you gotta see this shit. It's absolutely great. But let's not shit ourselves, guys. Right? If he was still alive today, he would not have been nominated. You can sit there and say, yes, he would. And that's fine to live in a dream world. I wish I would lived in your dream world with you. But it's a fucking dream world, as Zack Snyder would say. Because if he was alive, he would not have been nominated. That I swear is a fact. Because we're going to see Joaquin Phoenix do this very similar thing with Todd Phillips, and this is going to be a very serious movie, an Oscar bait movie, and it's coming out in October, around Oscar season. If Joaquin Phoenix does not get nominated, that proves that without a shadow of a doubt, Heath Ledger was nominated only because of his death. Now, if Joaquin Phoenix does get nominated, I will shut up forever and forever no longer mention that Heath Ledger got it only because he died. I would never mention that again. I will never mention it again. If Joaquin Phoenix does if Joaquin Phoenix, I'm sorry, I was reading some of the comments going on. If Joaquin Phoenix does get nominated, then I would never mention Heath Ledger again. I'll be like, okay, he won, he got it, he won. But if Joaquin Phoenix does get nominated, it just proves to me, it's one more thing that proves to me that he only won because he passed away. Sorry. Yes, he's one of the greatest Jokers of all time. I'm not denying that. Never once have I said he's not great. I said he did not get nominated if he did not pass away. Okay? I'm just saying that. I'm just saying he would not have been nominated if he didn't pass away. I'm sorry, guys. That's just the way the Academy works. Now, if Joaquin gets nominated, then that proves to me that, okay, maybe he did. Maybe he did get nominated on his actual role. So we won't know anything until we see it, until we see the movie and see if it gets nominated, if the movie's even worthy. But just judging on the trailers. So, yeah. So who sent in that super chat? I want to thank Poetic Gangsta. Yeah, so thank you so much for that super chat. But yeah, I am very much looking forward to the movie. The trailer was so phenomenal, and I can't wait to see what they do with Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips. But yeah, I mean, I like the Dark Knight trilogy. I think that Batman Begins is the superior film. I do see some things in the Dark Knight that is questionable that a lot of people don't bring up because I think they're so blinded by the Heath Ledger thing that they're not willing to see anything negative about the movie. But that's what I mean. That's just my take on it. I'm just one guy, you know. I'm just one guy with one take, man. One take. I'm just scrolling through the comments real quick, guys. Jesse Lopez writes, I didn't even notice Kathleen Langford wasn't in Endgame, was she? I don't remember seeing her either. Like she was supposed to be cast, right? And I totally did not see her anywhere. Now that you mention it, you know, I totally caught that because I looked both times and I saw her a third time today and I just didn't even bother looking anymore. But yeah, there was rumors she was gonna play Hawkeye's daughter, but that didn't happen. Then there was rumor that she was gonna be playing Ant-Man's daughter. That didn't happen. So yeah, I don't know what happened with that. I honestly don't. Maybe that was just a rumor that didn't actually go through. You know, because like I said, Russo brothers like throwing out fake stuff in there to try to trick people. So never know, man. Never know. Sleazy Dog writes, at Robert Storms says Disney Plus will only have family-friendly content. Do you think we will ever see Netflix characters again? I believe they're going to go to Hulu. If anything, with that Ghost Rider series announced for Hulu, that pretty much confirms to me that they might be going to Hulu. But don't think that Disney Plus is only going to be family-friendly content. Don't think that at all. I hate when people say it like it's such a dirty thing. Oh, it's only going to be family-friendly. I wouldn't necessarily say Simpsons is exactly family friendly. Simpsons has some pretty fucking shit out there, you know? And Simpsons is going to be on Disney Plus. So, I mean, people take it's such a bad phrase, family friendly. I just don't like it. But I wouldn't automatically assume that that's the case. But we don't know. I think we will see it again. I just don't know when we might be seeing it again. So, who knows? But I think Hulu's probably the best bet. Call me Cosmic Rice. Robert Storms, how much money would it take for a dumbass at WB to buy the Russo brothers and Kevin Feige for the DCEU? Well, Kevin Feige ain't going nowhere. He's under contract. And I don't think, no matter how much money they offer the Russo brothers, I don't think the Russo brothers would go there. Eventually, they'll be like, you know what? No amount of money can pay for my unhappiness. Because a lot of people, especially football players, some football players, they want to stay on a team even if they're not getting paid the big bucks. Some football players might be able to go to Cleveland, which is not a very good team, and get paid $130 million, or they can stay with the Patriots and get paid $50 million. A lot of people would like to stay with the winning team because they're happy, and then other people are greedy. They want to go get the money. And I think the Russo brothers would rather be happy getting paid whatever. I'm pretty sure Marvel's paying them a lot of money anyway. It's just anybody who walks into WB is pretty much walking into a shit show. And I think that James Gunn could have really cleaned it up if they would have took James Gunn's experience and let him do what he wanted to do. But now that James Gunn's been rehired by Disney, I'm pretty sure after the Suicide Squad, he's going to go back to Disney and just stay there, So, yeah, it's just, who knows, man? Who knows? All right, guys, I think I'm going to take a couple more questions and then call it a night. Maybe. It depends if you guys keep the conversation going. I stay on as long as you guys keep the conversation going. You know what I'm saying? It's just, again, a little hot underneath these legs. I'm starting to lose pounds, man. I'm starting to lose calories. What the fuck's up with that? Danny Graham. Hey, do you think Disney would ever be able to acquire WB one day? I don't think that's going to happen. Because at that point, it pretty much will be a seriously monopoly at that point. Then you would have what else against them? Universal, Paramount. I mean, that's really going to be the only two big studios against them. Right now, it's not a monopoly because Disney still is going up against WB, Universal, Paramount, and some of these smaller studios. But if you take out another big studio, then, and I don't think Disney at this point anyway, has the money to even try to tackle that. And let's not forget, the reason why they bought Fox is because Fox was for sale. WB isn't for sale. Everybody thinks that Disney came in like this giant baron and I'm buying your studio whether you like it or not. Sort of like what Vince McMahon did to a lot of these little wrestling companies in the 80s, But that's not the way it went. Disney didn't go up to Fox and bust down the doors and yeah, I'm buying your studio. That's not how it went at all. Fox was for sale because I believe, what was it, Comcast or something was trying to buy them as well. So Fox was for sale and Disney just wanted to buy them so they can acquire the properties for the Disney Plus. So, trim my mustache? No, I like my mustache. What's wrong with my mustache? Huh? What's wrong with my mustache? I like my mustache. But yeah, it ain't like Disney was forcing WB to buy to sell it, or forcing Fox to sell. Fox was for sale. WB is not for sale. So, I mean, it's just that simple thing. So, yeah. Hey, look, Clarissa, I don't know what you want me to do, but I'm not apologizing to you for having my own opinion. You were able to say whatever you wanted in the comment box, okay? You have the right, as a viewer, to say whatever you want in the comments. I could easily just block you, But I didn't do that, okay? You have the right to say whatever you want. However, I have the right to defend my personal beliefs and my statements here on my channel. Now, look, if you don't want to watch no more, sorry, okay? I can't force you to stay and watch. However, you are able to say whatever you want to say in the comments. I for once have the right to block you or do whatever I want to. I did not do that, okay? I let you talk and say whatever you want, okay? I didn't block you. However, I have the right to say what I want as well. Now, you can leave and not watch anymore, and that sucks. I'm sorry. I would like you to stick around and watch. I don't want to lose any viewers. I'm trying to build viewers. However, I have my personal beliefs. I'm not backing down from my personal beliefs, and I'm going to defend my personal beliefs. That's me, and that's how I am. Sorry if you don't like that. I wish you would stay, but if you don't, I understand. Now, you can continue to stay and keep watching and do that, or, you know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. Sorry. I could easily just block you if I wanted to, and I didn't. So I allowed you to keep saying what you want. Look, I call everybody dipshits. Okay? That's what I say. Dipshit, sweet and sour chicken ass, donkey shit, sweet and sour, or I already said sweet and sour chicken ass. But that's what I say. Okay? I thought your comment was stupid. So I defended. You were trying to downplay my thoughts. Okay, I have the right to my thoughts. If you want to call me out of my thoughts, I have my right to call you a fucking dipshit. All right? That's what I said. If you don't like it, sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I could have easily not replied at all and just simply blocked you, but I didn't do that. Okay? I have my personal beliefs. You have your personal beliefs. And now you want to run with your tail between your legs. Sorry. Sorry about you. Don't know what you want me to say. But I'm going to stand up for my beliefs. And that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah. What? But, yeah, guys. So, anyway, let's get back to comic book stuff here. Sleazy Dog writes, I'm going to take a few more and I'm going to end it for the night because I'm starting to get tired. Sleazy Dog writes, how will the events of Endgame change the world moving forward, or change the world moving forward with a catastrophe that half of humanity is gone? How will that impact the world? I'm more worried about how the 5-year later thing is going to change it. Because that's really going to change a lot, I feel, in Spider-Man Far From Home. And I'm just wondering what's going to happen. Like, did Ned get dusted? Why? Like, if it's only been 5 years, why does he look the same? Like, I'm so curious to how that's going to work. Because up until now, pretty much all the MCU movies were taking place within our time frame, right? Besides, like, Captain Marvel taking place in the 90s and stuff like that. But for the most part, they were all taking place in our time frame, right? Now, every Marvel movie pretty much is going to take place in the future, 5 years from now, which is really weird. I'm really curious to see how that's going to work. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. So I'm really curious about that as well. Mad1306 writes, what do you think of the new Avengers lineup might be? I think it's going to be either Captain Marvel or T'Challa as the leaders. And then I think it's probably going to be like maybe Ant-Man and the Wasp. So that gives us 4. Probably Scarlet Witch will be 5. The Hulk is still around. That's a possibility too. I don't know, but I think we're gonna see those 4 maybe for sure. I don't know, but it's gonna be interesting to see what this next Avengers movie is gonna be. It really will be, guys. So anyway, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I mean, I can answer 2 more questions. If you guys got 2 more questions, I can answer it, and then I'm gonna call it a night because I've been streaming since 8:30. So, which is fun, but if it wasn't so hot with these lights, I would call it. But it's just like I'm completely just pouring down sweat here, man. Dwayne writes, do you think X-Men will get the same love as the Avengers? Yeah, if done right. The MCU is going to have to slowly build it, though. We just can't come out automatically. I seen a report earlier today, and this report doesn't make any sense, that said that Marvel's developing a X-Men vs. Avengers movie, and that is so not true. So not true. They're not even talking about a Marvel vs. Avengers movie or X-Men vs. Avengers movie. That's not even nowhere near an impossibility. Oh, we got Family Guy coming in with a super chat. Do you think Loki is alive in the alternate universe? Yes, I do, Family Guy. What I think is going to happen is in Endgame, back in the Battle of New York, when they accidentally lose the Tesseract and Loki picks it up and disappears, I believe the Disney Plus show, the Loki Disney Plus show, is going to be based on that Loki in that time. And we're going to see what that universe of Loki is going to bring on. And I'm starting to think, I don't know if this is concrete proof or not, I'm starting to think that a lot of these Disney Plus shows are going to be alternate realities. I think by them going back and forth in time changed a lot of stuff. I believe Elizabeth Olsen or someone hinted at the Vision and Scarlet Witch show is going to be in the 1950s. How is that going to work? Like, she wasn't even Scarlet Witch in the until Avengers: Age of Ultron, and Vision wasn't even built until Age of Ultron. So how's it going to be in the 1950s? I wonder. And the Loki's going to be like an alternate reality because he grabs the Tesseract in Endgame. I think the Hawkeye is going to be present day, him training Kate Bishop. The Falcon and Winter Soldier, I honestly don't know. It's going to be interesting. I would love to see if these Disney Plus shows are all alternate realities, and then eventually we get a Secret Wars. We'll have like the movie universe and then the Disney Plus universe. I think that would be very unique and interesting, and I would love to see how that works. And yeah, they would go back in time and stay. That could happen too. But don't forget with the whole Vision thing, Vision is dead. Vision wasn't brought back at the end of Endgame because he wasn't dusted. He died when they pulled out the Soul Stone. So either they go back in time and bring back Vision, which is then going to create another alternate reality, and then they bring that Vision back to the present, and then they're like, hey, we're going to go back to 1950. I mean, that's all kinds of fucking alternate realities by doing that. So that's going to be kind of weird, man. It's going to be kind of weird. I'm with you, Family Guy. I'm looking forward to the Falcon Winter Soldier show. I think that's the one I'm looking forward to the most. I like the chemistry between Sam Wilson and Bucky. I want to see where they go. I think they had a lot of great banter in Civil War when Bucky was like, couldn't you do that sooner? And Sam was like, I hate you. It was just like, I really like the dynamic between those two, and I want to see where that goes. I think they can really build off that. And I want to know if is it going to be the... Well, it can't be that time. I was going to say, was it going to be between Civil War and Infinity War? But then I just remember Bucky was in Wakanda, so that can't be. So maybe Falcon, it's going to be about Bucky helping Sam become Captain America, maybe. But I don't know. I want to know more about these Disney Plus shows because they haven't given us absolutely anything. Danny Grant coming in with a super chat. Do you think Cap should have warned Tony to improve his armor to withstand the power of the Infinity Stones when he snaps? How could he? How could he? Because that's an impossible question, Danny, to answer. Because one, how could Cap warn him? If Cap goes back in time and warns him, that's not going to help present day Tony. That's going to help that reality's Tony. You guys don't understand. The way time travel works in this movie isn't like Back to the Future. It's like Dragon Ball Z. When Trunks goes back in time and tells Goku, that helps that time, not Trunks' time. So if Cap goes back and says, hey, Tony, just let you know, you're going to snap in the future. When you do that, make sure your armor's strong enough to take care of it. Well, that's great for that Tony Stark. Ain't going to help our Tony Stark. He's still going to die. And not only that, remember that Tony was never going to do the snap. Tony had, when he was putting the Infinity Stones in that gauntlet, never once did he ever think he was going to be the one doing the snap. He never thought he was going to be the one doing it. It wasn't until Doctor Strange went like this, showing Tony that this is the moment, Tony decided, okay, it's up to my job to do this. So I see where you're coming from, Danny. If we were playing by Back to the Future rules, where if you do something in the past, it affects the present like a butterfly effect, then you're absolutely right. Cap should go back and say, hey, Tony, just let you know this is going to happen. But if you're going to play by that rules, you could just do like Rhodey said in the beginning of the movie and like, how about we just go back, find baby Thanos and, So, but like Bruce said, that's not how time travel works. You go back, you affect the future of that. You affect the future of that time, not our time. So it's a whole thing, Danny. A lot of people get confused on the time travel stuff in that movie. But if you look it up, there's videos that break it down that can pretty much tell you, the whole thing on it. And just to let you guys know, the old Captain America that shows up at the end of the movie isn't Captain America from the past. Because when he goes back and stays, he's staying in that future, not our future. So that Captain America came back from another dimension, which the Russo brothers alluded to, which we're going to see in a future movie some point. I remember earlier in the stream, we talked about the fact that he might be a Skrull. So we don't know, man. He might have went back, got kidnapped by a Skrull, and they used a Skrull or something. You know what I mean? So, yeah. The time travel in this movie can be confusing if you don't pay real close attention to it. That's why I say you should always go back and look or watch the movie maybe 2 or 3 times, I really enjoyed the movie. I want to see it a 4th time tomorrow, but I haven't decided if I'm going to do that or not. So, but anyway, thank you so much, Danny Graham, for your super chat, my friend. Appreciate it. Whoa, what the hell's wrong with my mouse? Oh, here we go. My mouse wasn't working. I was like, what's wrong with my mouse? What's wrong with my mouse, guys? What's wrong with my mouse? All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it a night. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for coming out, supporting the channel. I know things got a little heated up there with the whole debate discussion. I'm sorry. I have my personal beliefs. I was just going to say I think we need to do better for ourselves if we're going to live in a better world. But I thank each and every one of you guys for coming out, supporting the channel. I know this has been a longer live discussion than normal. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the super chats, the support. Thank you guys for watching the channel, hitting the like button every single day. And as always, until next time, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.